Hello guys, today we are going to the movie review. Movie name is Casino 1995. Is directed by Martin Scorsese. Is a gripping crime drama that believes into the glitzy yet incestuous world of Las Vegas Casino. The film stars Robert De Niro as Sam Ace Rotham's meticulous and ambitious casino operator with Joe Pesci as the volatile gangster sneakily Santoro and Sharon Stone as Kingus MC Kana complex and troubles women's plot and summary. The movie chronicles the rise and fall of Ace Ruthless as they manage the Stardust and other casino, navigating the corrupt underworld of Vegas. His life intertwines with Nicky Chantro's use violent tendencies and criminals pursuits they tend to destabilize their operations. Manuel giving us a tumultuous relationship and personal struggles add emotional depth and tensions to the story. Themes and style. Casino explore themes of great powers, loyalty, and corruption courses. The signature style shines throughout with the dynamic camera work, a complexity storytelling, yet a memorable soundtrack that captures the era's vibe. The film's intricate narrative and characters development provide a gritty, authentic portrayal of the casino world. Performance and receptions. The performances are highly praised, especially Sharon Stone's Oscar nominated roles, which earned her widespread acclaim for her raw and compelling portrayals. Robert De Niro and Joy Pesci delivers her website acclaim for her raw and compelling portrayals. Robert De Niro and Joy Pesci delivers powerful performance embodying their complex characters convincingly. The film received positive review for its storytelling, directions, and acting. Third, some critics note its lengthy runtimes. Overall, Casino is considered one of Martin Scorsese's masterpieces, offering an unflinching look at the dark side of the Americans. It's a must-watch for fans of crime drama and thus interest in the glitz and grit of Las Vegas history. Casino 1995 an in-depth review. Directed by the legendary Martin Scorsese, Casino stands as one of the filmmaker's most ambitious and intricate work, blending crime drama and a stark portrayals of greed and corruption. Released in 1995, the film is often regarded as a masterpiece, serving sources mystery in storytelling, characters development, and visual style. It is a sprawling epic that explores the rise and fall of a mafia controlled casino empire in Las Vegas, the 1970s, early 1980s. Plot overview. Casino chronicles the life of some S. Rothen's Robert De Niro, a meticulous and highly competent gambling expert handpicked by the Sisso's outfit to run the Stardust, the Dunes, and other casinos is Las Vegas. His role is no casino profility while maintaining the appearance of legitimacy, eyes of brilliance, and managing the operations earns him the nickname the Pictures. However, this success attract attention from rival character law enforcement and internal conflict. Nicholas Santro is violent childhood friend is acts Roman Burgess becomes entangled in a tumultuous relationship with Medea, adding emotional complexity to the narrative. The story delves into the corrupting influence of power and money, illustrating how greed leads to betrayal, violence, and ultimately downfall. The narrative is non-linear at times with flashback and discover that deepens the viewer's understanding of the characters' motivations and the source of their past lives, themes, and motives. Casino explores multiple themes: greed and corruption. The film vividly depicts how great corrupt individuals and institutions are turning the glamorous Las Vegas into a battleground for power and money, loyalty and betrayals, the importance of loyalty within the mafia and the casino industry contrasted sharply with the betrayals that lead to violence, the illusions of the American dreams. The film portrays Las Vegas as a symbol of opportunity, but ultimately as a place embodying the brutal enforcement arm of organized crime. Visual styles and directions. Martin Scorsese's directed is masterful, blending kinetic drama, a moment, sharp editing, and a carefully curated soundtrack to evoke the era atmosphere. The film is cinematography by Robert Richardson, captured the neon lit glamours of Las Vegas contrasted with the gritty underbellies of criminal activity. The pacing is deliberate and meticulous, reflecting the careful planning of as rotations operations, but also the chaos that ensues when these plans unravel. The film employs voice-covered narratives primarily from James Rothamson, providing insight into the characters' minds and creating an intimate connection with the audience performance. The acting is Casino is widely acclaimed. Robert De Niro delivers announced performance as Sam Rothans, embodying the calculated professionalism and underlying vulnerability of his characters. The Niro bottle captured the persona of a man trying to control chaos, often hiding his fears behind a composed exterior. Sharon's tone is electrifying as Ginger's MC Kenna delivering a performance that is raw, vulnerable, and complex. Her portrayals earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress as navigates her character's tumultuous emotional landscape between love, dependency, and self-destruction. Pesci yet fierce and unpredictable performance as Nicky Santos, embodying the violent enforce with a volatile temper. Pesci's portrayal is intense and memorable, sprawling self-Pesci provide a ferocious and unpredictable performance and Nick Santos embodying the violent and force with the volatile temper-based portrayals is intense and memorable, spring a sense of danger and predictability that keeps you on edge. The supporting cast, including James Wood as Leather, honest. The supporting cast, including James Wood as Lester, demonstrates Frank Vance as Frank Marius, adds depth, authority to the narratives. Criticals and audience receptions. Casino received widespread critical acclaim. Upon release, critics praised its storytelling, complexity, characters, depth, and Scorsese's directions. Some viewed it as more mature, reflective companions piece to Goodfellas. Another scores crime epic. The film's length over their house was seen as a testament to its detailed storytelling that some viewers found lengthy. Sharon Stone's performance was particularly lauded and she received numerous accolades and nominations. The film also earned several awards, including an Academy Award nominations for Best Direction and was nominated for Best Picture, Culture, Impact and Legacy. Casino is considered as a seminal work in the crime genre and a quintessential Scorsese film. It's often an unpleasant look at the darker side of the American dream set against the backdrop of Las Vegas, glittering the corrupt landscape. Its influence is evident in subsequent crime dramas, Last Expo, organized crime, and the corrupting influence of wealth and power. The film depiction of Las Vegas as a symbol of excess and moral decay has resonated with the audience and critical alike. Its memorable dialogues, iconic skins, and complex characters have cemented its status as a cinematic classic. Final thought. Final thought is and conclusions. Casino is richly detailed, compelling, and morally complex film that showcases Martin's Scorsese's mastery of storytelling and visual craft. It is a multi-layered exploration of great loyalty and corruption, angered by stellar performance and a haunting soundtrack will it demand patience and attention. You are rewarded with a profound and unvarnished portrayal of a world where dreams are bought and sold, often at a trivial cost. Casino remains a must-watch for fans of crime, dreams, film buffs, and anyone interested in the intricate, often dark stories behind Las Vegas. Glittering Wicked is a powerful reminder of love and the pursuit of wealth and power can lead to destruction and downfall. Exploited is one of the most compelling crime sagas ever told on film. Casino 1995 aggressive in-depth analysis directed by the legendary Martin Scorsese. Casino stand as one of the most ambitious, complex, and richly executed film in the crime genre released in 1995. In the epic drama saga, after a sprawling, unflinching portrayal of organized crime and greed, corruption, and moral decay set against the desires yet treacherous background of Las Vegas, tourists with layered morally ambiguous story, outstanding performance, and distinctive cinematic style. The agency and context. Casino was conceived as an companion piece to Scorsese's earlier masterpiece, Good Feels, where the guidelines focus on the rise and fall of a single gangster's till Casino's broadest as a scope to depict an entire empire of organized crime controlling Las Vegas. Casino, the film is based on the non-fiction book Casino, Love and Honor in Las Vegas by Nicholas Plagis, who was also co-wrote the screenplay with Scorsese. Plagis' involvement ensured that the film remains grounded in real event, the characters blending fact with cinematic storytelling. The film embraced at a time when Hollywood was increasingly interested in gritty, realistic portrayals of crime and corruption, and it fits squarely within Scorsese's explorations of morality, power, and human frailty and his fascination with the underworld combined with his mystery of cinematic storytelling makes Casino's quintessential Scorsese film. Extensive, Casino unfold over a period embroidery decade being in the early 1970s, the spawning into the early 1980s, the film's narrative structure is non-linear, at times viewing flashback, voice cover, and entraped characters are told a comprehensive picture of corrupt empire, introductions to key characters, and setting. The story begins with Sam Rothanson's a meticulous, highly intelligent man broke in Chicago outfield to oversee the operations of the Stardust and other casino in Las Vegas. The fixed same expertise lies in managing the casino profitability while maintaining the appearance of legitimacy. His calm and calculated demeanor contrasts sharply with the chaos and violence that surround him, risk of the empire. Some of operations are intentionally successful but the becomes embroiled in internal mafia power struggles, external threats from rebels gangs and law enforcement security. His relationship with Kinger MC Khanna, Sharon Stone, a beautiful and emotionally fragile former positive, forms a central emotional threat. Ginger's a desire for stability and wealth combined with her personal vulnerability lead her into destructive patterns of addictions and dependency. Nick Sandro, Andre, and South. Nicky Sandro as childhood friends and ruthless, violent enterprise arrived in Vegas to protect the operations. His unpredictable temper and penchant of violence threatened to destabilize everything. Nick's reckless behavior, including brutal murder and intimidations tactics, exemplifies the darker side of organized crime. His enrollment escalates tension within the mafia hierarchy and with the law enforcement. Kinger's downfall spirals. Kinger, Kinger's character embodies the fragile conjugation of the Las Vegas lifestyle, her tumultuous relationship with his drugs addictions, indifference, and emotional stability exemplifies how the pursuit of wealth and glamour often leads to personal stunts. Stone performance capture his vulnerability and inner turmoil with raw intensity, earning her an Oscar nominations. Climax and downfall. As the year progressed, great battles and violence reached a crescendo. Nick's violent lead to a series of brutal murders, and his actions ultimately bring law enforcement security is tries to insulate himself from the laws but finds himself increasingly powerless as his empire unravels. Genghis additions and impudently combined with her emotional instability leads to her downfall. The film's culminates with the inevitable collapse of the criminal's empire, the arrest of key figures, and the illumination of the characters. The closing was covered by ice reflects on the nature of power, wealth, and happiness, emphasizing the tragic moral of the story, themes, and symbolism. Casino is a meditation of the American dream dark side, portraying Las Vegas as a symbol of excess, illusions, and moral decay. Key themes includes greed and materialism, the relentless pursuit of wealth and luxury at any cost, loyalty and betrayals, the fragile bonds within organized crime often broken by greed and self-interest, corruption of power, law thus is controls manipulation system for personal gain leading to inevitable downfall. Illusion versus reality. The glittering nearness of Las Vegas masking corruption, violence, and moral corruption. The film used visual motifs, neon lights, opulent casino interiors, and sets backrooms to contrast the glamour with the underlying violence and corruption. Cinematic styles and directions. Martin Scorsese's direction is a masterclass in a visual storytelling. His use of dynamic camera work, quick cute sweeping crane shots, and impressive furious perspective palace viewer inside the shows and glitz of Vegas. Lighting and color neon, the artificial lighting evoke the allure and superficials of the casino world. Soundtrack, a meticulous curated soundtrack of appreciate rock and pop music enhance the atmosphere and emotionally underscore key scenes. His use of voice cover narratives primarily from Sam Ruthless offer insight into the characters' thought out and motivation, creating an intimate connection with the audience. The editing style is often rapid and frantic during moment of voice violence or chaos, heightens the sense of danger and unpredictability. Performance and characters analysis. Robert De Niro's portrayal is restrained and yet intense, emphasizing his character's medical, meticulous, intelligent, and underlying vulnerability. His performance embodies the archetype of a man trying to control his thought, discipline, and order. Sharon Stone's performance is raw and emotionally charred. Her portrayal of Ginger as a woman craving stability but succumbing to addiction and self-destruction is both heartbreaking and compelling. You are so cool. Scans has become iconic, symbolizing her character's tragic vulnerability. Pesci's bring a wild, unpredictable energy to Nick. His characters embody brute force and reckless violence, but also a fragile sense of loyalty and insecurity. Pesci's intense performance is a highlight, influencing the film with the tension and means supporting cast James Wood, Frank Vincent, and other adds depth and authenticity, portraying a range of mafios and casino personals, each with their own moral complexity and motives, critical reception, and legacy. Casino was praised for its ambitious scope, characters, depth, and technical mystery, critical lauded scholarly direction, and powerful performance, especially Stone's critics noted that the film's length and details storytelling could be challenging but must appreciate its richness and depth. Over the year, Casino has been recognized as a cinematic classic, influencing subsequent crime dramas and solidifying its place as one of Scorsese's most significant work. It has inspiring discussions about morality, the American dream, and corrupting influence of wealth and power. Cultural and historical significance. Casino is not just a crime story, it's a reflection of a specific era in American history. Las Vegas, a golden age of excess, it's captured the era glitch, glamour, corruption, and violence, serving as a cautionary tale about the pursuit of material success at any cost. The film depictions of the mafia's influence on legitimate business, the manipulations of gambling laws and organized crime integrations into mainstream society remains relevant, resonating with the contemporary audience interested in systemic corruption and the allure of wealth. Final verdict. Casino is an epic, intricately crafted film that combines Scorsese's signature style with a compelling story about great loyalty and moral decades. Monumental achievement in filmmaking, rich and detailed, morally complex, and visually stunning, while demanding patience, is often a profound meditations on the dark side of the American dream and destruction, pursuit of wealth and power. For combines crime drama enthusiasts and animal interest in intricacies of organized crime and Americans' cultural history. Casino is an essential viewing experience and influencing a unforgettable cinematic journey into the heart of Las Vegas and the human soul. Casino 1995, the ultimate in-depth, lengthy analysis and review. Directed by Martin Scorsese, Casino is widely regarded as one of his most ambitious, detailed, and multi-layered films. Released in 1995, the film is sprawling, gritty, and visually stunning epic that explores the dark underbelly of organized crime, greed, and American dream set against the backdrop of the glittering, corrupt world of Las Vegas casino during the 1970s and early 1980s. It stands as a testament to Scorsese's mystery of crime, character depth, calamity style, cultural linguism to behind the scan inside, making it as complex and lengthy and possible. Origins, historical context, and development. Casino was based on the notifications book Casino, Love and Honor in Las Vegas by Nicholas Pileggi, who also co-wrote the screenplay with Martin Scorsese. Pileggi's details, precise, and part-hand account led to the film is authenticity, grounding the sprawling narratives in real event characters and socio-political realities to Las Vegas gambling industry during its most notorious era. The film was conceived as a companion piece to Goodfellas 1990s, another Scorsese classic that appreciated the rise and fall of gangsters. Will Goodfellas focus on individuals, mobsters, Henry Hill, Casino broadens the scope to examine an entire mafia controlled enterprise, providing a sweeping saga of greed, corruption, and moral decay. Contextually, Casino arrived at a time when Hollywood was increasingly interested in gritty, realistic portrayals of crime, corruption, and systemic decay. The 1990s saw a surge in films that examined organized crime with a more critical lens. Casino excels this trend with its layered storytelling and moral ambiguity, extended plots, breakdowns, and narrative structure. Casino unfold over road and decades, bringing in the early 1970s and stressing into the early 1980s. thought it employs a non-linear narrative that employs flashback, voiceover, and intricate characters arc to craft a comprehensive and immersive story. Opening sequence and stabilized of settings. The film opens with a sweeping shot of the Las Vegas Strip, swimming neon light and bustling crowd, immediately immersing the viewers into the glamorous yet seeds world of gambling and organized crime. The voiceover narrative by Sam Nostalgia. The Niro introduces the audience to his role as a fixer, the man interested by the Chicago outfield of our casino operate ensuring maximum profile. Sam Broadness is appreciated as a meticulous, intelligent, and disciplined man, a master of managing casino operations. His personal is claim calculated and highly disciplined, embodies the archetype of the organized crime figure. His claim calculated and highly disciplined, embodies the archetype of the organized crime figures who value order and control. His skills are not just gambling but is managing people, money, and influence. Sam relationship with Kinger's MC Khanna. Sharon Stone, beautiful and emotionally fragile woman, becomes central to the narrative. Inger is former positions with ambitions or wealthy and stability. Their relationship is tumultuous, criticizing by love, ambitions, jealous, and addictions. Kinger's vulnerability and insecurities mirror the fragile of the empire. Symbols the expensive and consolations of power. As the story progresses, Sam the empire expand thought is complex. He must balance the demands of the Chicago outfit rails, gangs, and law enforcement. The film widely appreciated many machinations of mob, both corrupted officials and casino operators who are all vying for control. The arrivals of Nicky Sandro to Pesci characters. Nicky Sandro is a volatile, violent, unpredictable enforcer sent from Chicago to protect some interest. Nicky's character is a host of South. brutal, explosive, and often grossing. Oral lines is reckless behavior, including brutal murder and anti-medication tactics introduced Bosus into the careful manner Balsam tries to maintain Nicky personality contrasts sharply with self-discipline, diminishes embodying the previous violence that underpins organized crime, leading to internal conflict, battles, and violence. Ginger's the descent. Ginger and Psychona's characters are his trials descent into addictions in infidelity and emotional instability. Her desire for wealth and glamour is ultimately her undoing as her dependency on drugs and her tumultuous relationship with Sam led to her downfall. Sharon Stone's portrayal of Winger is raw, emotional, and implicit, capturing her character's vulnerability and inner turmoil. The declines and collapse as years pass, great battle and violence escalate. Nicholas' violent tendencies lead to brutal murder, drawing law enforcement attention. Sam effort to insulate himself from the chaos become to realize Ginger's addictions worsened and her evident emotional instability future destabilized her life. The climax of the film depicts the eventually demonstrating of the empire, arrest battles and violent confrontation. The final schemes reflect on the fleeting nature of power and wealth with same contemplating that remains after everything has fallen apart. Thematic depth and symbolism. Casino is a rich tapestry of themes and explores the dark facts of the American dream and human nature. Greed and materialism, the relentless pursuit of wealth and luxury drives every character's actions. The greasy casinos symbolize superficial success masking moral corruption. The film depicts how greed blinds individuals and establishes leading to destructive consequences, loyalty, betrayals, and morality. Loyalty is paramount in organized crime, yet the reveal of greed and self-interest often lead to betrayals. Characters frequently betray each other for personal gain, highlighting the moral ambiguity of their world. The film questions whether loyalty is sensory, transfictional, power and control. The desire for control over money, influence, and population is a central motive. The character offered to manipulate and dominate their environment, often and destruction, illustrating that the true control is illusion versus reality. Las Vegas itself functions as a symbol of illusion, prying glamorous and enticing on the surface, but corrupts and decaying underneath. The films emphasizing how appearances are deceived and their pursuit of surface glamour often leads moral and personal ruin. The corruption of the Americans' dream. The film explores how the pursuit of wealth and success often lead to moral corruption, violence, and destruction, challenging the notice of the American dream as an attainable ideal. Cinematic style. The art of Scorsese. Martin Scorsese's direction in Casino is a masterclass in visual storytelling, combining technical mastery with thematic depth, visual effect, visual aesthetics, cinematography. Robert Redford's cinematography captured the vibrant tuneless Las Vegas, contrasting opulence with crime. The use of color, bright neons in reflection surface evoke the allure and the superficials of the casino world. Lighting, strategic lighting, highlighting character, emotional stage, contrasting dark interiors with bright, brightly less exterior. Camera work, dynamic camera movement, including sweeping crane shots and bow perspectives, immerse viewer in the soul and glamour of the casino environment. Editing and pacing. The editing style is often rapid and frantical during scenes of violence or chaos, heightening tension. Conversely, slower, deliberate shoot during characters' introspections create intimacy and emotional depth. Soundtrack and sound designs. The film soundtrack features are appropriate rock rise and popular music meticulously curated to evoke the 1970s and early 1980s. The soundtracks underscore emotional beat and enhance the immersive. The film's use of voice cover, and narratives. Seymour Rothensen's voice cover providing insight into his thought and motivation, creating a layered narrative that combines visual storytelling with the personal reflections, performance, and characters. Personal reflection, performance, and character studies. Casino boasts some of the most known performances in modern cinema. Robert De Niro as Sam Rutherford. De Niro's portrayal is restrained yet intense. His clean exterior masks deep vulnerability, illustrating maintaining order amid chaos. His performance embodies a sense of moral conflict between duty and personal desire. Sharon Stone as a Ginger's MC Kanna Stone delivers a career-defining roles. Her portrayal of Ginger's vulnerability, dependency, and emotional instability is raw and compelling. The famous "You Are So Cool" sense has become iconic, symbolizing her character's inner pain beneath her glamorous face. Euphosis and Nikki Santoro. Pesci portrays is a Frances's predictability and thriving. His characters embody primal violence but also a tragic sense of loyalty and insecurity. Pest's intense performance, complex characters with their own moral ambiguities, critical reception, and legacy. Casino was widely praised for its ambitious craftsmanship and performance. Critics lauded discourses, directions, the screenplay, the Sharon Stone's breaking growth performance. Some critics focused on the film's length and density, but most acknowledged its richness and depth. On over the year, Casino has gained recognition as a cinematic classic influencing off-sequence crime and dramas and solidifying its status as a masterclass. Its depictions of Las Vegas as a symbol breathed out performance. Some critics focus on the film's length and density, but most and depth over the year. Over the years, Casino has gained recognition as a cinematic classic influencing subsequent crime drama and solidifying its status as a masterpiece. Over the years, Casino has gained recognition as a cinematic classic, influencing subsequent crime drama as solidifying its status as a masterpiece. The depreciation of Las Vegas as a symbol of excess and corruption has resonated with the audience and critics like cultural, historical, and social impact. Casino offers a window into the golden age of Las Vegas, capturing the era's glamorous and moral decades. It portrayed resonated in contemporary discussion about capitalism, morality, and society decay. Final reflection why casino matters. Casino is more than just a crime film, it's a cinematic meditations to on human nature, greed, and the illusion and meticulous craftsmanship, power, powerful performance, and profound thematic explorations make it a timeless classic. It challenges it challenges the viewers to consider to the cost of ambitions and world moral competing and human fragility. Casino 1995, an ultimate, unprecedented, and deeply extended critics, analytics, and review. Directed by Martin Scorsese, Casino is not only a crime film but also an epic sprawling original development and historical context. Casino is based on Nicholas Plagueis nonfiction book Casino Love and Honor is Las Vegas, which meticulously documents the real life story of the bomb inflections of Las Vegas Casino during the 1970s and early 1980s. Plagueis present research and interviews laid authentic to the narratives, grounding the film's fictional history while allowing artist landscape to dramatize event. Martin Scorsese, a filmmaker renowned for exploring themes of morality, violence, and humanity was naturally drawn for to this story. Casino was conceived as a companion piece of Brownfield's Goodfield's focus on individuals' morality and personal downfall. Casino expanded the scapes to depict an entire enterprise, the mafia controlling casino industry and the broader social implications of greed and corruption. The film was released during a period when Hollywood was strongly interested in a gritty, realistic portrayal of crime, systemic corruption, and dark side. American Dream. It reflects the political and social climate of the 1990s and era, marked by scandals, the questioning the authority, and a fascination with systemic decay. Extensive plots, symbolisms, and narrative structure. The film opens with the swimming aerial shot of the Las Vegas Strip, diesels, neon lights, and the bustling energy of the casino. Boyska's narrations by Sam Ruthless immediately years at the tune described the roles as the fixer, the man entrusted by the castle's outfield to Oscar Casino operations maximum profiles and maintaining awareness of legitimacy. The final the intentional sense stabilize the gritty and glamours of Vegas, but also hinder the unfurling the corruptions, violence, and moral compromise the understations this world. The rise of Sam Rothlin's De Niro's Sam Rothlin's is depicted as a masterclass, disciplined, and highly intelligent man. His persona embodies the archetype of the organized crime figures who values order, control, and precision. His primary task is to manage the casino fences, insecure the house always with the keeps laws enforcement and rebels gangs at bay. His relationship with Kingers MC Kanas become a central emotion thread. Gangers, uh, former pursuit with appreciation of finance and established as her with same reveals her vulnerability, desire for love, and need for materialist security. Their relationship is deeply intertwined with themes of oppression, power, and emotional dependency, expansive and consolidations of power. As the film progresses and a casino empire grows, harassing law enforcement officials and casino personnel is progressed with tension, betrayals, and greed. The arrivals of Nikki Santro. You facing Nikki Santro is a volatile and impulsive enforce his arrivals in Vegas mark as turning point. His reckless, unpredictable behavior destabilizes same credibility, managed operations basis total of Nikki is precious and intense, embodying primal violence and raw energy. His brutal method, murder, intimidations, and serves highlighting the dark side of organized crime and foreshadows the invincible's downfall. Genghis Tragic arcs. Genghis Amsikana characters embodies the tragic consequence of the Vegas lifestyles. A desire for wealth and glamour leads the down a path accident, accidentally and emotionally stabilized. Sauron Stone performance capture her vulnerability, aspirations, and inner turmoil. Her iconic "You Are So Cool" scans symbolizing her character's fragile longing for love and stability and amid chaos. Climax: the fall of the empire. Our time grid betrays the violence spiral out of context. Nicholas brutal murder, escaping laws, enforcement, security, and internal betrayal threatens to demolish the entire operation. Sam raised to insulate himself from the shoes, but is incredibly to documenting the entire operation. Sam rise to insulate himself from the Saul, but is increasingly powerless as his empire crumbling. King's addictions and personal sorrows contribute to her downfall. The film's climax depicts the unpredictable of the criminal and realizing that power and wealth are fleeting illusions, closing reflections. The films conclude with the contemplative voice cover emphasizing rock nesses and the destruction's pursuit of masterclass wealthy. The final can serve as a moral meditation of the greed, betrayals, and moral compromise. thematic explorations and simulated casino is a treasure trove of thematic reasons exploring complex ideas about morality, identity, power, and social greed and masochism. The relentless pursuit of wealth and luxury drives every character's action. The character action, the great thing casinos, symbolizing superficial success, dazzling open up the surface but corrupt underneath, demonstrate how self-interest and greed often override loyalty, resonating in betrayals and moral compromise. Characters frequently betray each other for personal gain, illustrating the fragile nature of their relationship, power, and control. The desire to control outcomes, our money, influence, and reputations is central. The characters' attempts to manipulate their surroundings often lead to uncomfortable, so illustrating the illusions of power, illusions and reality. Las Vegas itself is a symbol of illusions, is a city built on surface glamour where appearance conceals corruption. The film illusion and reality. Las Vegas itself is a symbol of illusions and a city built on surface glamour where appearance conceals corruptions. The film emphasizes the seductive nature of illusions and how they ultimately lead to discouragement, the corruption of the American dream. The film probes the idea that a relentless pursuit of success, the material wealthy often result in moral decay, violent and personal ruin, challenging the idealized notion of the American dream. Cinematic style and directions mystery. Martin Scorsese's signature style is widely evident in Casino, combining technical brilliance with the thematic depth, visual aesthetics. Cinematography shot by Robert Rigard uh, for the film capture the vibrant new lit Las Vegas landscape, contrasting the city's superficial glamour with the underlying crime and violence. Lighting, strategic lighting highlights characters' emotional stars with landscape and bright lights used to evoke mood on tensions. Camera work, dynamic camera movement, including swiping, crane shots, and perspectives, immersed viewers in the chaos, glamours, and violence of the casino world. Editing and pacing. The editing employs rapid cuts during moment of violence or chaos, heightening tensions and slower, more vulnerable shot during of violence or chaos, highlighting tension and power, more deliberating shots during atmospheric emotion, balancing spectacles with intimacy, soundtrack and sound design. The film soundtrack features era-specific rock, jazz, and pop music carefully curated to evoke the 1970s and early 80s. Music underscore emotional beats and enhance the immersive experience. Use of voice cover and narratives. Sam Ruthanson's voiceover provides insight into his inner thought out and motivations, adding depth and perspective to the visual storytelling. Performance and character analysis. Casino features some of the most nuanced and compelling performance is modern cinematic. De Niro's restrained yet intense performance embodying a man trying to maintain order amidst his claimed exterior mask vulnerability, illustrating internal small conflict and emotional perspectives. Sharon's Stone's Ginger's MC Kenna Stone's performance is raw and emotionally charged. Her portrayal of Ginger's fragility, dependency, and inner pain has become iconic, especially in the scans where she declares, "You are so cool." Her character's frailties are highlights the destructive power of going and addictions. Joy Pesci, Nikki Santro, Pesci portrayals is ferocious, unpredictable, and trifling. His Nikki embodying primal's violence and impulsion, but also a fragile sense of loyalty and insecurity. Pesci performance injects vulnerability and tension into the film. Supporting cast James Foods Prime with their own motivations and flaws, critical reception and cultural impact. Casino was critically acclaimed, recognized as a cinematic masterclass, definitive portrayal of the Las Vegas underworld. It has influenced subsequent crime dramas and remains a touchstone for filmmakers exploring themes of greed, power, and morality, culture, social, and historical significance. Casino offer an insightful look into the golden age of Las Vegas, capturing the city's excess, glamour, and moral decay. It portrayed as mafia significations into leg times, business, and systemic corruption that allows organized crime to flourish. The film's themes resonate with contemporary discourse about systemic corruption, capitalism, and social decay. Its depictions of the destructive pursuit of wealth continue to be relevant, serving as a cautionary tale. Why Casino matters final reflections. Casino is profound, meticulous, crafted film that combined truth about greed, morality, and the illusions we see if cinematic meditations on humans, practical and restrictions, nature of unchecked arbitration. Casino 1995 an ultimate, unimpressive, and deeply extended, directed by Casino is not only a crime film but also an epic, sprawling tapestry that offers a profound meditations on the American's dream, greed, power, morality, and the corruption influence of wealth. If is a cinematic movement that demands patience, attention, and reflections. This analysis aims to be a comprehensive and meticulous examination of the film, exploring its ancient complexities, themes, and the technical masterstroke that bring it to life. Narrative structure and pacing. Directed by Martin Scorsese, Casino is not only a crime film but also an epic, sprawling tapestry that offers profound meditations on the American dream, great power, morality, and the corrupting influence of wealthy. It is a cinematic monument and that demand patience, alternative, and reflection. This analysis aim to be comprehensive and meticulous examinations of the film, explore its intricate complexity, race themes, and technical masterstroke. The bring it to light, narrative structure, and pacing. Physics courses as directions characterized by a masterfully command of pacing, waving, together multiple storytelling and, and timelines with is the film's narratives. It structure around the entertainment lives of three main characters as ruthless sports maniac and the masterstroke that bring to life narrative structure. Bring it to life narrative structures and the pacing. Scorsese's Texas is characterized by a masterful, uh, by a powerful command of pacing, weaving together multiple storytelling and timelines. And with the case, the film's narrative structure make MCO Sharon's knowing as a lover. This complex web of reflex relationship decades so corruption is skillfully manipulated by sources to create narratives that is both populations and hypothetic thematic explosions. At its core, Casino is a film about the darker aspirant that but their pursuit to this ideal's ultimacy leads to ruin and destruction, causes explorations and corruptions influencing to greed the destructive nature of unchecked power and the devastating consequences of addictions. The film is also scanty, critical of the excuse of 1980s the was Las Vegas, a city that had become a symbol of decadence and moral decay. Characterizations, characterizations of the performance. The performance is a casino are unequivocally outstanding with each actor bringing deficit and downs to their respective characters. Robert Niro delivered a masterclass performance an enforcer and victim joy Pesci is always electrical as the volunteers, the unexpectables, Nicky Santro, Will Sharon Stone, Sharon Stone delivering a performance that is both captivating and heartbreaking as doomed King's Amshikana cinematic technique and visual Scorsese's direction is characterized by a visual style that is both lush and outstanding, reflecting the contributors of the film themes, the cinematography, handheld by M.C. Mitchell, is a masterclass, is capturing the neon lit accents Las Vegas as well as darker, more intimate moment that reveals that character's true nature. The life is used of long uh, and realism that is rare is contemporary cinema behind the scans inside the making of Casino was complex and often tumultuous process with Sears and his team struggling to bring the film that including regular coverage. The production was marked by a series of challenges, including a difficult suit crowd schedule and a number of high-profile cast danger cultural cultural impact. Casino was released in 1995 to widespread critical acclaim, with many critics praising its bold directions, race performance, and impressive portrayal of the uh, darker aspect of Americans' life. The film has since become a cult classic, influencing a generation of filmmakers and counting to captivate audience with its legacy and the influence of a casino can be seen in a number of films. One of the most important and influential film of 1990 cinematic monument that continue to inspire and provoke audience to this day. Conclusions. Casino is a film that defines easy categorizations, a sprawling epic that combines elements of crime, drama, western, and social reflection, a cinematic monument that rewards close attention and repeated viewing. This analysis has aimed to provide a comprehensive and meticulous examination to the film, exploring its intricate com- complexity, risk, themes, and technical masterstroke that bring it to life. Casino 1995 in an in-depth, exhaustive, and epic critical analysis, introduction, and contextual background. Casino Casino, directed by Martin Scorsese, stands as a monumental work in American cinema representational and immersive explorations of great corruptions and the seductive allure of wealth based on Nicholas Plagueis. Its notification book. The film is rooted in real events chronicling the mafia initiations of Las Vegas Casino during the 1970s and early 1980s. Its cultural and historical significations extend beyond entertainment of offering a stark depiction of systemic corruption, moral decay, and the decay Americans' capitalism. Dark, incredibly detailed narrative breakdowns and struggles element. The rise of Sam Rothenheim. The Nero's character is depicted as a meticulous, disciplined way who embodies competence and inflections. His role is no manage the his relationship with Winger Mckenna, introductions, themes of loss, obeisance, and vulnerability, Nicholas Sandro's entrance and descriptions, Joey Pesci's Nicky Sandaro is volatile force, violent, impulsive, and unpredictable. His arrival is Vegas destabilizes the carefully maintained order, embodying fuse and primate violence, precious performance injects raw energy into the film, representing the unpredictable violence inherent in organized crime. Ginger arc remained by Ginger M. Sigma character's arc is phrasing. She embodies the allure of glamorous and wealthy but excuses to addictions, identity, and emotional instability. Sharon Stone performance and enforcement security empire begins to amid betrayals and internal conflict. Kinger's addictions was leads to her personal decline. The film climax a city and a criminal's enterprise of the prime of collapse, resolutions, reflections, and moral commentary. In the final sequence, she reflect on the fleeting nature of success and the cost of power. His voiceover underscores the moral lessons embodied In the story that greed and moral compromise lead to inevitable downfall, the films close with contemplative tones emphasizing clinical nature of corruption and the illusion of control. Thematic deep dive. Casino is thematic mosaic that explorations multiple layers of human experience that social criticals the illusion to the American's dream. The film critical examines the Americans' dream corruptions of the pursuit of wealth and success other leads to moral decay. Las Vegas embodies this illusions a city built on surface glamour, consoling systemic corruptions and exploitations. Greed as a corrosive force, greed pulls every decision from the small scales to large scales of operations. The characters are up it a relentless pursuit of more money, power, status. Their eventual downfall, the films demonstrate that greed blinds individuals to morality and human connections, loyalty, betrayals, and moral ambiguity. Thought loyalty is idealized in mob culture. Casino reveals is a fascist's nature characterized frequently battle each other for gain, exposes in the fragile nature of trust. The film's challenge notions of morality intense present a world where options requires betrayals, power and current control. The desire to control outcomes, whether our money, influence, or reputations, it is central. The illusion of control is ultimately illustrating that systemic force that and humans alive undermine even the most meticulous plans, illusions, and reality. Las Vegas itself is a metaphor for illusions and a city of jet glamour undergoing corrupt. The fix explore how characters